Your Excellencies, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, because of want of time, I would like to rest on all existing protocol. What I am here to do is to present the raison d'etre for this summit. And that is the agenda, the proposals as articulated by Ndi Igbo through the various processes and culminating in the endorsement by the IMOB on the 8th of this month. And therefore, what I present here is entitled Restructuring the Nigerian Federation, the Position of Ndi Igbo. And at the end of this summit, we're presenting this for adoption of this General Assembly in Ndi Igbo. The distinguished delegates from all the 7 states that where Igbos inhabit in Nigeria. And this is today at the Ekwueme Square. And appropriately, when adopted, we want to call this the Ekwueme Square Declaration. I will go very fast. I'm not going to read everything, but I will go to the main essential aspects. For introduction, preamble, ladies and gentlemen, we argue that the Nigerian project is at crossroads. Nigeria needs to be fixed, and all of us need to sit down and fix Nigeria. We argue that despite its abundant potentials and promise, most Nigerians agree that Nigeria as presently structured and governed is not sustainable. In the run-up to Nigeria's independence and after independence in the 1960 and 63 Republican constitutions, our founding fathers, Right Honorable Nnamdi Azikiwe, Chief Obafemi Awolowo, Sir Ahmad Bello, and their compatriots from all the then southern and northern minority ethnic groups negotiated and gave us a truly federal constitution, which embodied the true principles of federalism, namely autonomy of federative units or regions, fiscal federalism, devolution of power, citizenship, indigenship rights, etc. Under these constitutions, freely negotiated by the Nigerian people, there was a consensus that a truly federal structure was the best for a multi-ethnic, multicultural, multi-religious society such as Nigeria to guarantee justice, fairness, equity, freedom, liberty, as well as a balanced and competitive political and economic structure to give every citizen and section of the country a framework to maximize their God-given potentials. The present 1999 Constitution, foisted by the military regime, which makes a false claim that it is a federal constitution, unhinged all the structures of true federalism and bequeathed a de facto unitary system with concentration of powers and resources at the center. With the choking unitary system and all its dysfunctionality for a diverse country, Nigeria has remained relatively unstable, oscillating unpredictably between the flickers of hope and despair. And most Nigerians agree, ladies and gentlemen, that this system cannot survive and endure for much longer. Albert Einstein, the genius, once said that it is the mark of insanity to continue to do the same thing over and over and expect a different result. For several years, many organized groups, intellectuals, statesmen, and women have persistently called for a revisit to the structure of the Federation to make it work for all Nigerians. It started first as calls for a sovereign national conference. In recent times, the calls have become even more strident and desperate. The Yoruba nation has held a rally at Ibadan in September 2017 and published its agenda on restructuring Nigeria. The South-South geopolitical zone held its own summit in Yenagoa in March this year and endorsed their template of restructuring. Even the All Progressive Congress, APC, set up a committee on restructuring, and these recommendations for restructuring Nigeria are public knowledge. The 19 states of the former northern region have also set up their own committee on restructuring, and this report is expected. The Middle Belt Zone is scheduled to hold its own summit on restructuring, while several political parties now make true federalism the centerpiece of their manifestos for a better Nigeria. Ladies and gentlemen, at no time in Nigeria's history has there been a greater broad support for restructuring the Federation than now. For the estimated 57 million Nigerian Igbos scattered in all villages of Nigeria and around the world, the demand for a restructured Nigeria that guarantees security of life and property, freedom and liberty, equity, justice and development has a unique significance. No other ethnic group has a greater stake in the Nigerian project than Ndi Igbo, by virtue of tens of millions of Ndi Igbo who live and invest everywhere in Nigeria outside Igbo land. But they are also victims at every turn. Every now and again, threats to their lives and properties, as well as brazen discrimination and marginalization in critical areas, underscore their general treatment as unequal citizens of Nigeria. Consequently, there is a segment of the Igbo society that has lost hope in the Nigerian dream, believes that Nigeria will never work for the Igbos and hence agitate for an exit from the Union. But a preponderance of views among Igbos is that a restructured Nigeria that works for all Nigerians remains the first best option. The agenda that we present here distills from accumulated years of work on the subject by successive regimes of Ohaneze and Igbo, various Igbo think tanks, especially the submissions of the Igbo leaders of thought for the 2014 National Conference, various Igbo positions for the 1994 Constitutional Conference, and the 2005 and 2014 National Conferences, report of the committee set up by the Southeast Governors on the review of the 1999 Constitution, the report of the World Igbo Summit by the Igbo Renaissance Center, Uturu, various submissions or reports of Bayaki Kenga, Izu Munna, Nzuku Munna, the Igbo Intelligentsia, the World Igbo Congress, reports of various meetings and conferences of Igbo stakeholders and leaders. The Ohaneze Planning and Strategy Committee and the Ohaneze Committee, Organizing Committee for the Summit on Restructuring, also embarked on town hall-style consultative meetings in Abuja, Lagos, and Enugu to collect inputs from major segments of the Igbo society. Memoranda and inputs were also received by over 40 pan-Igbo groups, NGOs, and individuals. A draft of what I'm presenting here was presented and debated at the National Executive Committee of Ohaneze and as well as the IMOB of Ohaneze on the 8th of this month. And therefore, what we have here is a summary, and the issues remain work in progress. The position of Ndi Igbo is to seek for a transformed Nigeria that works for every Nigerian citizen. A level playing field for all Nigerians to enjoy freedom, liberty, fairness, equity, and justice to maximize their fullest potentials. Ndi Igbo are uniquely positioned by virtue of their huge stake in Nigeria to join hands with every willing party to champion a pan-Nigeria agenda. We do not seek any preferential or differential treatment from Nigeria. Ndi Igbo want a Nigeria that works to maximize their security, prosperity, and happiness. Igbos also want a Nigeria that allows every part of Nigeria the latitude and opportunity to develop at their own pace. We want a national conversation to create a new and better Nigeria for all Nigerians. And below now are some of the specific recommendations or proposals or the position of Ndi Igbo. Number one, the section 1. We demand for a new constitution of Nigeria. We demand for a constitutional conference backed by a law enacted by the National Assembly where the people of Nigeria will agree on a new, truly federal constitution. A constituent assembly should be constituted to agree on a new constitution for a new Nigeria. Such a constitution, the People's Constitution, should be approved by the people of Nigeria through a referendum to give it legitimacy and validity. Thereafter, the National Assembly should repeal Decree 24 of 1999, of which the 1999 Constitution is only a shadow, thereby effectively voiding the 1999 Constitution. Section 2. What form of government should we have when we go to negotiate? Ndi Igbo proposed that the presidential system of government shall continue to operate at the federal level with bicameral legislation. The regions or states shall determine the type of government to operate at that level as enshrined in their respective constitutions. whether they want parliamentary or the executive, legislative ones. It will be desirable, however, for the same form of government to be adopted at the regional levels for comparability and ease in transaction of government businesses in the Federation. The second point we make here is that the tenure of office of the President shall be a single term of 6 years. There shall be 5 vice presidents, one from each of the other geopolitical zones or regions, excluding the region or zone of the President, and each also to serve for a fixed term of 6 years. Each of the vice presidents shall be assigned supervisory responsibility over 2 or more ministries such as defense, internal affairs, foreign affairs, finance, infrastructure or works, etc. This is to give every zone or region a sense of belonging and a strong voice in major decision making. The office of the President shall rotate among the 6 regions of Nigeria. The governor and deputy governor of the region or state should have a single term of 6 years only. The office of governor shall rotate among the senatorial districts or among such other configurations as may be enshrined in the constitution of the region or state. Section 3, the federative units and structure of the Nigerian state. Ladies and gentlemen, Ndị Igbo propose that Nigeria shall remain a federation with its existing 6 geopolitical zones forming the federative units or 6 regions of the country. There shall therefore be 6 regional governments, each comprising the current states within each zone and any other states that may be created within the zone from time to time. Second point, each region shall have its own constitution for the good governance, peace and development of region. Such regional constitutions shall clearly delineate